Katie Price emotionally begged to donate one of her lungs to her terminally sick mum in a heartbreaking hospital visit. Amy Price has refused to accept a donated lung from her famous daughter ever since being diagnosed with idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, IPF, last year. But in next week's episode of Katie Price, My Crazy Life, Amy once again dramatically turns down Katie's offer when the pair visit a lung consultant in hospital. "My mum's always been there for me, for everything. And I've always been there for her. So her being ill is devastating, but we just need to learn how to deal with it," Katie tells the camera. "When you look at my mum, because she looks good, she still acts the same and is so upbeat, it's quite hard to get your head around the fact she's got a terminal illness." As Katie and her mum arrive at their appointment, Amy's doctor asks how she's feeling. "I'm not too bad at the moment, get a bit breathless at the top of the stairs, still working out but struggle a bit," she tells him. Katie pipes up, "She's so fit, so healthy, it's a shock. People always think when it comes to lungs it's probably their own fault 'cause they smoked, but in this case it isn't always the way, is it?" The consultant tells them, "The reality is we don't understand why one person gets it, it is something that gets more common as people get older, unfortunately. It's almost like your lungs are wearing out before the rest of you. Once you've got IPF, about 80% of the people who've got it will die from it." Katie is clearly struggling to accept the news, but wants the doctor to tell them the worst. "Don't be scared to say it and be harsh, 'cause it's realistic," she says. "What I'm saying is once you've got it, it's almost certainly going to be the thing that kills you," the consultant explains. "Someone with your mum's lung function has an average of 4.5 to 5 years life expectancy." As the camera cuts to Katie, she looks utterly shocked. Kate definitely puts on a brave face, and with the condition I've got, I think she finds it really hard to handle. She still can't believe it, Amy tells the camera. But Katie wants to deal with the news there and then, and begs the doctor to give them the worst case scenario. "If one of my kids had a cold and she caught it and gets a chest infection, she could then maybe not last till the end of the year," she asks. The doctor doesn't hesitate before confirming it's possible her mum could die at any point. "You just have to deal with it, you can't run away, you can't change it," Amy bravely tells her daughter, but later confesses to the camera, "Sometimes you think I could be gone next year, or next month. We've all got to go of something, but if you could go at any time it's a funny feeling." Kate was hit with a lot of facts from the specialist, and I think she found it really hard to deal with. Katie is still reeling from what the consultant has said, but has one more question. "Correct me if I'm wrong, but if I said I want to give her one of my lungs, it's not as easy as that," she asks. "Just 'cause she's your mum doesn't mean you'll necessarily match," he warns. "So what if it did match and I said that I would?" But Amy cuts in, "Well, you're not going to, it's not happening anyway. Whatever happens, I've had my life. I've enjoyed it, got no regrets, done it all." But she needs to look after her body and be there for her children. Later, when she's alone, Katie talks about the sadness she feels about losing her mum. "My mum's always been a strong cookie, but I can see in her eyes each day that she's getting weaker and weaker. There's nothing good about it at all, my mum's going to die, end of. But I have to be strong for my mum, doesn't matter how I'm feeling inside. I have to imagine, what's she going through? What on earth will I do without my mum, if she goes, who've I got?"